Chris, thanks for joining us here. We're here on the LSPB trial plot at Cereals. This is your first time exhibiting at Cereals, and I guess most people would probably know LSPB for your spring beans. So if you could maybe talk us through the spring beans first, they're going to be here.
Yeah. So just to introduce myself first, I'm Chris Guest, the Managing Director of LSPB. I've been with LSPB since June 2020. And one of the first things I'm quite keen to do is sort of expand the awareness of LSPB. Most people, as you say, will know us from our spring bean portfolio, and with varieties such as Vertigo and Fanfare and now Lynx, which is the market leader. So we've got some of those on display this year, and we've also got some of our newer varieties as well. So we have a candidate variety which is still under a code number because of national listing, so we can't talk about that just yet. But we've also got Yukon, a very early spring bean, which is sort of helping to push the spring bean market a little bit further into the north, along with a really large seeded bean, which is very popular in the dehulling market.
And in the kind of sense of expanding what people are aware of LSPB for, you've got a lot of hybrid Aussie grape varieties on show here.
Yeah, so LSPB are a subsidiary of the German plant breeding company MPZ Lemke, and most people will have come across some of our varieties in the past, varieties like Wembley, Avatar, and we're well known for clubroot resistant varieties. So we were the first company to bring the Mendel resistant strain of clubroot into the UK, and we've actually got two of those varieties right behind me in Chrome and Cruiser. Also on the far side of the stand we've got some other conventional hybrid varieties, which some of those feature our new RLMS FOMA resistance gene, Respect and Fleming, which people will see on the AHDB recommended list, but also a couple of new candidates for this year, Murray and Vegas.
And how has LSPB approached the kind of breeding regime to tackle things like that?
Well, FOMA is a really important disease in oilseed rape. Probably been a little bit forgotten in some respects over the last 5 years because of the problems with cabbage stem flea beetle. But at some point we will have a significant FOMA problem. Now, we've been breeding, and the breeders in Germany have been looking for new sources of resistance. There's lots of major gene resistances that we've seen break down over the years, and the current most popular resistance used is RLM7. And what we've done here, we've developed discovered another resistance gene in RLMS, and hopefully that can sort of come into the market to partner these varieties with the RLM7 resistance to sort of maintain that diversity and therefore give longevity to these major gene resistant strains.
Now, you've got your oilseed rapes, you've got your spring beans, there's already a lot here, but you're highlighting as well the Carrington spring pea variety, is that correct?
Yeah, so we have some pea varieties here to show as well. They were drilled a couple of weeks ago now and just starting to poke through, but Carrington from us is the #1 variety on the PGRO descriptive list. It's the highest yielding pea full stop, so it's a blue or green pea. Slightly maybe smaller than some of the more conventional large blues as we would naturally see, but really good downy mildew resistance, which is really important now in peas and spring beans because of the lack of chemistry to control. So we need to use genetic resistance to combat some of these problems.
So plenty for people to see at your first kind of cereals?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got spring wheat here as well, where we represent a European breeder as an agent. We've got winter beans alongside the spring beans. So we've got the first variety back on the PGRO descriptive list from ourselves as a winter bean, and another candidate to show behind that. So yeah, lots to see, and we're really looking forward to welcoming the farmer customers, because we don't really get opportunity to engage with the numbers of hopefully attendees that we would do over the course of a normal year.
And as a final point, it's not just celebratory because it's your first time at Cereals, there's also a big anniversary this year as well.
Yeah, so our shareholder MPZ are actually celebrating their 125th year anniversary, so we'll have a little bit of insight into that and maybe some history from the German breeder, because although we've been around for probably just under 20 years as LSPB in the UK, there is a long history behind that in plant breeding, both for the European and the UK market.